Welcome back to Andersen Acres. We're here for our weekly roundup again, and we have a baby turkey. So these eggs went into lockdown, and I hadn't candled them the entire time, which is abnormal for me, and it turned out only one was actually viable. Now, that actually happens even if you do everything right, and you are perfect every step of the way, and your humidity is perfect and your temperature is perfect, and you lock them down perfectly, and your turning was on time, you can still end up with a batch where your results are less than optimal, because there are, of course, factors you can't control. So these eggs were shipped. I can't control what happened while they were in transit. I can't control the health of the parent flock. I don't own the parent flock. I can't control how long they were in transit, which was a few days longer than it should have been because they got lost a little bit. But there are things you can't control, okay? And that sometimes happens even with your own eggs. You may have a batch that just doesn't go as well. Maybe it was hot. In fact, when these eggs would have been laid, it was scorching hot. That can damage fertility. Maybe it was too cold. That can damage fertility. So remember, if you do have the occasional batch of eggs that doesn't hatch the way you wanted them to hatch, it's normal. It really is. Every once in a while, it is okay to have a hatch that doesn't go according to plan. This one didn't, but we still got an adorable baby out of it. Later today, he will be joining the babies outside. We also have our last batch of my hatching eggs that I am hatching for myself. Actually, I'm hatching them to sell. But the last batch of eggs have gone in. I will not hatch any more eggs this year unless someone specifically local to me asks me to hatch them some silkies or hatch them some quail, because otherwise I'm done hatching for the year. It is going to be too cold. We get frost at the beginning of September, sometimes the end of August. So we're only a few weeks away from our first frost. So because of that, I don't want tiny babies running around. So this is the last batch. You will see them hatch 2 weeks from now. And then we are done. We are done hatching unless I have a specific request. So because of that, that incubator is empty. This incubator is empty. The big incubator outside is also empty. So this is it. This last turkey and then these quail. But let us go check on everyone outside. So we're out here with our babies who just knocked over their water as I was about to start filming. So I have to go get them new water, but they just knocked it over. But yes, we have some of our silky showgirls and some of our silkies. If you're counting a few less silkies, it's because they moved to the big boy coop. So these guys are getting bigger. We have some of our little guys that hatched last weekend. So some of our small guys, there's a small guy. So some of our small guys, we got a turkey. That's a turkey back there. That one is a turkey. He's cute. And we got some baby quail. That's chicken. There's a baby quail right there. Baby quail right there running around. But yes, so we have quail, turkey, and chickens in here. By next weekend, a few more of these guys will be big enough to have moved on out because they are big enough not to escape the big boy coop. Speaking of which, let's go check on that big boy coop. Ducks and chickens. Oh my. So yes, we still have our ducks and our chickens hanging out in here, doing well. They're all chilling, hanging out. The ducks are doing fantastic, by the way. We do think we have a couple of males and then the rest are females because we have more quacking than rasping, but they are still a little young to know for sure. And it's hard to see the curl on the tail. Ducks get a curl on the tail, a lot of breeds, and it's hard to see that right now just because there's still kind of this weird feathering out nonsense. That's a silky. He's so pretty. But yes, so chickens, ducks are in here. Everyone doing fantastic. What was that? Ah, a couple of chickens. That's okay. They're supposed to be there. But yes, everyone is doing fantastic. We have a wonderful group of ducks. You can see a couple of the orange bills. Those are not purebreds, So ducks that have, so these were cayuga hatching eggs, but there was a call duck drake in the group as well. So if you see a duck with an orange bill, it's a mixed breed. And if it has orange legs, it's a mixed breed. But the fully black ones are purebred cayugas. And here's another silkie. So we have a bunch of silkies. A lot of these are very young silkies. And yeah, they will be separated into various breeding groups in the spring when I have my breeding coops set up. And we are starting to build their bedding, their nest, because we get frost in September. I mentioned that a couple minutes ago. We get frost in September. So because we get frost in September, we have to start building their bedding now. Okay? So I've had people ask, why are you building up bedding for the animals now? Well, because I have to. Because it gets really cold here really, really fast. So they need a nesting material to keep their legs warm, especially the ducks. The ducks need to be able to keep their legs warm. The chickens can roost, except for our silkies are idiots. But chickens can roost and sit on their feet to keep their feet warm. The ducks need bedding because they can't roost. So the ducks need this thick bedding that we are starting to build up for them, just so everyone will be nice and safe. We have a few less quail in there because we have sold a bunch. We have to finish sorting to figure out who we want to sell and who we want to keep. And over here, of course, we have our quail doing their quail thing, and there's more eggs in there because that's what they're doing right now. They're laying a lot, getting a lot of sun right now, so that's encouraging them to lay. We are going to be sorting through our quail and deciding who we want to keep and who we want to sell and who we want to take to auction. There are auctions coming up September and October, so we want to figure out who exactly we want to sell and who exactly we want to keep, because it's actually a big deal. We're pretty picky with our quail. We like ones with good attitude. We don't want to keep too many males per female because, you know, they can have a little fight over the ladies. So let's wander over here and check on our rabbits. Your dogs are wandering around, by the way. There's Vodka. Vodka's wandering around. I don't know where Tequila went. Doesn't matter. But rabbits are doing just fine. So over here we have Deli, who we're hoping is pregnant, and she's leaving. Deli's not super fond of me. We have a rabbit butt sticking out there, laying down at the back, and somebody just came out of the hole. There's somebody else down in the hole I can see from here. I'm not sure who's down in, at least, that's Libra. Libra's down in the hole. Libra loves being in the hole. That's Silverado. But Libra's down in the hole right now. I don't know if anyone else is down in the hole, probably. But someone asked me if we had palpated Deli to find out if she's pregnant for sure. No, I'm not going to bother. Because here's the thing, I only palpate if I'm going to rebreed. And it's so late in the year, like I said, we get frost in September. So it's so late in the year, what I worry about is if I rebreed her past the end of July, and so we're having babies into September or October outside, it's too cold for the babies. Okay? So, yeah. We're not bothering to palpate her. She'll either have babies. Where'd she go? I think she's around the back. But she will either have babies or not have babies, depending on her, really. And Libra just came out of the hole. Deli's right there. Lots of rabbits back there. But, so we're not going to bother palpating her because there's no point. And someone else is in the hole. Who's coming out? Someone's just coming out of the hole, going into the other hole. There's 2 holes now. They're industrious. There's 2 holes. But yeah, so we're not going to bother palpating Deli because if she's not pregnant, which is right about now we would be able to tell. If she's not pregnant, I'm not rebreeding her. There's no point because of the time of year. So, no, I'm not rebreeding her, so I'm not going to bother palpating her. Either she'll have babies at the end of the month or she will not. This pen is empty. Had someone ask about that last week. It's empty. This pen, we have Monster. His name is Bonnie, but I call him Monster sometimes. And we have a little tiny guy. That's Scorpio. So the biggest and the smallest. And then over here, of course, we have our group of we're not sure who we want to sell. We like everybody. We really like everybody. And I'm really fond of that pale one back there, so I'm not sure we're going to sell him. And here is, of course, Bonnie, who wants some Bonnie pets. I know, Bonnie, you're such a good boy. He's a Flemish giant. He's our only Flemish giant, and Rowan just really wanted him. So we have Flemish giant, because he's a big boy. And everyone else just kind of chilling in the shade. And, of course, little Scorpio is chilling right here because he's got dibs on the food. But let's go check on Shadowfax and Arwen, because we didn't catch them on video when we were over here. Vodka is now back to sitting on the deck there. And Whiskey's here. And Tequila is somewhere in the bush, I think, because I can hear her. I can hear Tequila in the bush. Yes, I can. And that's Vodka. So I can hear Tequila in the bush. I can hear you. So that's what we're doing right now with the dogs. They're just wandering around and kind of chilling. It's not super hot, but it's not cold either. So here are Shadowfax and Arwen. Shadowfax is, of course, doing fantastic. He's a little bit cleaner. Look, I got the mud. I got the mud off, but he has grass in his mane. It's a losing battle. I get the mud off his body, and then he gets grass in his mane. You know, you do your best, but your best doesn't always cut it. So he's relatively clean. Feet looking good, because his feet were trimmed last week, so he is looking fantastic there. Arwen is just chilling on a pile of grass, because she can chill on a pile of grass. She likes to chill on a pile of grass, therefore that's what she's going to do. And yes, here's Whiskey. And there's Vodka. And what Vodka's looking at right now is Tequila is out in the bush. So, now that we've checked on everyone outside, and I don't see really any of the cats. I seriously don't see any of the cats. Oh, yes, I do. Bowser's over here with Vodka. She's chilling. A lot of people ask why our cats and dogs get along. It's because they're raised together. They are raised side by side. The same reason our dogs and our rabbits get along is because they are raised side by side. So here is Vodka and Bowser. And I think Gwen is over here by the steps. So Gwen is by the steps. And someone's playing music. Oh, over there. Okay. But here is Gwen on the steps. She does have a baby in the house. So right away we will go inside and we will check on her little baby. And here, of course, is little baby Wildfire. Her eyes are starting to open if we can get her to hold still for 5 seconds. Okay, she's 2 weeks old and her eyes are opening. And if you're wondering what the banging is over there, it's Oscar trying to find his base and he's going the wrong way. But whatever, you know. When his light is orange, he's trying to find his base, and he's just confused. Whiskey, you better move. He's going to try and go that way, I think. Or not. He's just going to disappear. Whatever. Anyway, Wildfire's Whiskey, move. Yeah, he's coming back. He's going to hit you. He's going the wrong way again. This is my day. I laugh at the robots. But, yes, Wildfire's doing fantastic. Her mom is still outside, because that's what her mom does. But she is the only kitten in her litter, so she's kind of chonky anyway. She's a chonky girl. Beautiful little chonky girl. And here comes the vacuum again. Yeah, that's a wall. It's always fun watching him find his way. But yes, so in the world of kittens, she is our only kitten, at least so far this year. Whiskey, move. It is possible one of our other cats will have a fall litter, but nobody really had spring litters. And Gwen only had a summer kitten. And we're just going to go over here just to follow this dude. Because I always find this amusing. Where he drives himself straight home. This always makes me laugh. I don't know why. And he takes a little bit because he's slow as molasses when he goes home. But there he goes. And he's happy again. I don't know why that makes me laugh. Also, Tequila's here babysitting because someone's got to be in charge of that kitten who's about to climb right over the edge of her box. Someone's got to be here to prevent that, and her mother is outside. Anyway, that is about it for us here today at Andersen Acres. And if you're wondering why was Tequila outside, now she's inside, she's been following me around all day. But that is about it for us here today at Andersen Acres. We'll see you tomorrow.